Good morning, Enid. It's 59 degrees outside, and if you're flying an airplane, the wind's out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. I'm Derek Silas.
Hi, good morning, Derek.
Morning.
I'm Jomara Ortiz. Welcome to Good Morning, Enid. As you know, we are coming live to over 14,000 homes in Enid. We're also live streaming around the globe via the World Wide Web at enidtv.org. This is Good Morning, Enid.
And it's time to rise and shine.
Out on the farm, it's wide open space, it's clear, you can see all the bright.
Oklahoma receives a real ID extension through June 2017.
You're in your 30s or your 40s, for example. You'll just want to show up at 4:30, but we do encourage you to purchase a
A ton of stuff going on here at the Central National Bank Center. Come on down.
Just send us an email and we'll be happy to share.
Hello.
Hey, Derek. Morning.
Yes, sir.
It's Thursday again. You know what that means?
Yes, sir.
It's time to rise and shine.
I'm on my way.
Morning, Jamara.
Good morning. I'm on my way.
Morning, Kevin.
I'm on my way.
Kevin. Kevin.
Welcome back to Good Morning, Enid. We have a great show for you today in honor of Autism Awareness Month. Hence our colors, the red and the yellow, and then
Yes.
the blues also. But this is April is National Autism Awareness Month. Did you see the Sesame Street?
I saw something on the paper about a new character.
Yes, Julia. They had a
Yes.
new autistic puppet, and I think that was really good. That was really good.
Yeah,
really
that
good.
is really great. They're being inclusive with all the kids.
Sesame Street is always a safe
Yeah,
place.
yes.
So I like that. Let's look at the current statewide temps and see what the weather is like. Well, Freedom, Oklahoma. Never been there. 58
neither.
degrees right now in the northwest, and down in the southeast, 60. How would I pronounce some of those other ones? Fort Cobb at 59 degrees, and I guess Foyale at
Or
57.
Fowler? I don't know.
57
Yeah.
degrees.
Look at
Alrighty.
Felch, 45. That is cold.
Yes. And while we're talking about the weather, let's look at the 3-day weather forecast.
Yeah. This weekend is Easter, and if you're having your Easter preparations, Easter egg hunt, there may be some scattered storms, but the temperatures are going to be actually pretty nice in the high 70s and mid 50s. So overall, it's just going to be cloudy and windy, but hopefully the Easter egg hunt won't be drenched this weekend.
So I guess what's your plans for this weekend?
Oh yes, we're gonna do an Easter egg hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to Mass on Sunday and
Okay.
just Easter egg hunt.
Well, let's look at the bus stop temperatures. If your kids are out there at the bus stop, the temperatures right now is still about around 59 degrees, but today's highs will be 74 and the lows will be 61. And they say thunderstorms are likely, so
Yeah, just be alert.
you still may need to bundle up
Right.
this morning.
So Derek, do you know any news that happened overnight?
Sure.
Can you update us?
Let's talk about the top headlines for this week. Top headlines for this week. Well, Enid police are investigating to find out who put the body of a newborn infant in a dumpster. They received a call at 2:24 a.m. Sunday concerning an odor at 1616 South 2nd Street. Upon arrival, officers discovered the infant's body. Anyone with any information can call Crime Stoppers at 580-233-6233, or you can text the word Enid and the message to 274-637. And Tuesday, the Senate Judiciary Committee passed House Bill 2177 that would allow for the display of the Ten Commandments on public property. If the bill actually becomes law, the monument could possibly return to the state capitol.
Wow.
And Tuesday also, Aaron Brownlee resigned Tuesday from his seat as Ward 2 Commissioner on the Enid City Commission. He said in a statement, "I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to grow up here and to help shape the future for the next generation." And Coke fertilizer plant 1.3 billion expansion in Enid is expected to be completed in June. After going through a series of structural tests, the new facility will be in operation by October. And if you watched the game last night in sports, Oklahoma City Thunder played Denver. This was the last game, regular game of the season, and Denver won 111 over Oklahoma City 105. And Sunday will be game one of OKC's playoffs. They will play against Houston at 8 Central Standard Time. And on this day in history, in 1742, Handel's Messiah premieres in Dublin during the season of Lent. Today, most people hear this during the Christmas holiday, but it wasn't originally intended as a Christmas piece of music. It was intended for the Lent season. And in 1964, Sidney Poitier becomes the first African American to win the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as a construction worker in a 1963 film, Lilies of the Field. So that's the Oklahoma Minute.
Wow, thank you, Derek.
Yeah.
A lot of information.
Yes.
Yes. As you know, you can send us your pictures or questions, concerns, comments to gme@enid.org, gme@enid.org. And I believe we have a picture today. There we go. I went last week to McAllister, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And who knew I was going to see a kangaroo in McAllister? It was a great opportunity. Went for a leadership training with the Oklahoma Municipal League.
Okay. Good.
Yes. So there we go. It was a cute one. I could not bring it home, but at least I got to see it and pet it for a little bit.
Okay. Well, let's go and let's see what's going to be coming up at the Central National Bank Center. So here we have Kevin for Enid Entertainment.
Ton of stuff going on here at the Central National Bank Center. Come on down, see us, and get some tickets for any of these great events. Welcome back inside the Central National Bank Center. Well, it has already been a busy April, and we have a lot more to come. It's just going to get busier. And it starts off April 22nd here in the Central National Bank Center on the Event Center side with the Land Run Beer Fest. Going to be over 40 craft beers to sample. Only $35 gets you in the door. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's Saturday, April 22nd, and that starts at 5 o'clock, goes till 8 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. We wrap up April 27th with an awesome country concert. Justin Moore, Lee Brice, and up-and-coming artist Brett Young, who this week hit #1 on the country charts. You don't want to miss it. You want to say you saw him in Enid when? Before he was that big superstar, because he's going to be there. So Justin Moore, Lee Brice, Brett Young on the American Made Tour. That's happening here April 27th. And then we finalize or finish off our spring concert series, I'll call it, with Decades Rewind. May 4th, a band that features 60s, 70s, and 80s. They have an 8-piece band, 6 vocalists. They're going to play over 60 songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They do over 100 costume changes. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be set up with a party-like atmosphere. We're going to have tables on the floor. There's going to be a dance floor. It's going to be a night where you can come out, sing along with the group, dance the night away, and have a lot of fun. All that's going on here at the Central National Bank Center. We look forward to seeing you at one of those 3 events. cnbcenter.com, 855-TIX-ENID, or just stop down and see us in the office, and we'll get you hooked up with some tickets. And just to send you a little teaser, we have about 4 more shows between July and December that we're going to be announcing shortly. So stay tuned. I can't tell you what they are yet, but up and coming, we'll let you know. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Kevin. Lots of information. And don't forget, 4 shows coming up. And he just gave us a tease, but didn't say what show. So I don't know if I can hold it. I'll probably go to the website and try to find out what's going on. Well, for the school menus this week, for today and Friday, Enid Public Schools, they are in session. And for today, they have fish sticks and macaroni and cheese, salad, zucchini, mixed fruit, and milk. For tomorrow, look at that. They have a cheeseburger with oven potatoes, pork and beans, apple slices, and milk. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. So that's your menu for Thursday and Friday of this week.
I think I'll go to school Friday, eat the cheeseburger.
Eat the cheeseburger? Yeah.
Yep. As we said before time, we have a great show today. and it's Autism Awareness Month. So we'll have a special guest right after this promo.
Now, Joe, what about if you're just starting, you're thinking about saving money? And welcome back to Good Morning, Enid. Thanks for watching us. At the round table with us today, we have Chris Chastain. I think, did I say it correctly, Chris?
Perfect.
Thank you for being with us today. Chris is going to talk to us about Autism Awareness Month and how this particular topic is so important in his life. So, Chris, again, welcome to Good Morning, Enid.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now, for many of our viewers out there, some people still may not know what autism is. Can you give us a brief synopsis of what that is?
It has to be brief because I could talk forever on. But it's basically a brain development disorder that affects hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people every year. It affects their social abilities, their communication, and it's something that we've got to get a hold of.
Okay. So you're a parent of an autistic child, correct?
I am. Yes.
And his name is Trip?
Trip.
Okay. Now, what signs and behaviors did you notice in Trip, and how old was he when when you saw the disorder?
Well, we really started noticing it when we started missing milestones.
Okay.
Short, early on, 6, 8 months. Then there was really no communication. There was no playing with toys correctly. He would rather watch cartoons all day long than play with his toys. And we knew something was wrong, and so that's when we started really trying to focus in on what it was, because we didn't know what it was at the time. We didn't know where he was at, but we knew that we needed to seek some help and seek some medical advice.
Now, Chris, did your doctor recommend it for you to maybe have him tested? How old was he when he finally, got to see that first doctor that maybe said, hey, I think we can make a diagnostic explanation for this? Or
Well, when we started noticing the missed milestones and noticing that there was something a little off, that's when we started seeking medical advice, medical help. We were in and out of different
doctors
and specialists, and we finally got a diagnosis when he was 4 years old of autism.
Okay.
And so, that was, all right, let's giddy up. This is where we're going.
And I would say that that's actually early, and it's a good thing because I've heard also that some people get diagnosed when they're in 3rd grade, 4th grade, because that's when some of the signs become more visible, perhaps.
Right. Right. Well, he has a sensory processing disorder as well, and so that led to probably more of us intervening earlier than normal because of the sensitivity to sounds and look at Walmart. I get overloaded at Walmart.
Oh yes,
So-
I think we all do.
Yeah.
It's a busy place, right?
Yeah. So what therapies have been successful with him, or treatments?
At school, he receives speech, occupational therapy, which he does very well at. He loves his occupational therapist, his speech teacher. But we really get a lot of benefit out of Benny's barn as well,
Yes,
the
yes.
horse therapy.
Yeah.
And it just, the gait of the horse and the cadence, I think it just is a calming effect on him. And so
Good.
we do that once a week, and he gets, you know, a lot of his therapies in school, and you know, our service dog has been the most therapeutic thing for him.
Okay. As far as the education, what school does he attend? What kind of school does he attend?
Well, he is mainstreamed in
Okay.
regular kindergarten at Hoover. Hoover is, I can't say enough good things about the way Hoover helps with children like him try to mainstream and socially get interacted with other kids and learn what friends are, you know.
As far as the education, does he receive any other special curriculums or services?
Well, we are on an IEP program with through the school system, and we meet twice a year to discuss concerns or questions and adjust the IEP as he matures and things change. We all change as we get older.
Yeah.
And so, you know, everything is kind of fine-tuned at those meetings.
Now, Chris, for those that may not be familiar with the IEP program, isn't that when they create just a program that suits your son's needs, so
Right.
that he can learn at his own pace? And
Right.
is that it? Or-
That's exactly correct. It's, I believe it's called an individualized education plan.
Okay.
So it's individualized. I mean, every specialist there at the school, the speech teacher, the occupational therapist, we all convene, and it's like a mass meeting of the minds to see
Wow.
where we're going to go with this little
Yeah. And now, you've mentioned that you're very satisfied with the school program and with the services that are being provided to your son. What do you find most challenging, though, about raising a child with autism spectrum disorder?
It,
I know that's a loaded question.
it's pretty difficult because
Yeah.
you know there's a lot of things that's difficult. You know, for instance, being able just to jump in the car and travel, jump in the car and do something totally different than what you normally would do. I think that's the most difficult. But on the same token, I get to do a lot more things that other people don't get to do. You know, that is pretty tailored to us. So,
Right.
So
he likes his routine. Basically, that's
loves
it.
his routine.
Okay.
It's a routine environment at our
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
As much as it can be. With
Yeah.
A 6 and a 4-year-old, but.
So do you feel like there are enough resources in the Enid community to help your child with autism? And if not, what do you feel that needs to be in this community?
I think this community has gone above and beyond what they need to do for the special needs community. With 4R Kids, with Leonardo's is that's a pretty awesome place.
Yeah, it's really great.
But when we received, or before we received my son's service dog, we had to raise the money. We had to fundraise for the money because it's not just a purchase outright
Right.
service. And when we started the fundraising process, the community it came out in droves to help us. And so that was overwhelming to us, just to know that.
That is a blessing. And Chris, before we go, I do want you to just share with everybody what you were telling us, that your 4-year-old daughter, Quinn, did I said that correctly?
The 6-year-old.
Trip is 6 and Quinn is
Quinn is
4,
4, yeah,
right?
yeah.
That she plays with your son,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And she bosses him around, and it's a true blessing because she just plays with him.
Oh, yes. Sometimes we just sit back and she does the disciplining for us with Trip. And and it's kind of funny because Trip has, a lack of communication skills, but he tries so hard.
Oh,
and
that is
so
sweet.
last night, as a matter of fact, we were in our bedroom and Quinn was walking down the hallway, and he says, "Where is she? Where is she?" And we're like, "Bub, come on in here." We thought he was just scripting, which people in the autism community knows what scripting is. And sure enough, she was sitting outside of our door because he told on her for the first time. So that was
Wow.
like, check mark. So.
Okay. Well, before we leave, can you tell any parents that may have an autistic child, can you have any advice for them that may just be coming to the realization that the child is autistic?
You're going to go through all the grieving stages. You're going to go through denial. Until you get to that acceptance, it's going to be extremely difficult. But just hang on, because it's an awesome ride.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you for coming today.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
And yeah, our regards to your family, and I'm sure that you're gonna be having fun this weekend as well with the kiddos.
Absolutely.
Picking up some Easter
That's-
eggs. Yeah. Thanks again.
All right, thank you for watching at the round table, and we'll be right back after this.
So let's talk about why you should never respond to emails asking for personal information. Well, number one, companies will never ever ask for account information, credit card numbers, or passwords in an email. If you need to find out the legitimacy of the email, you need to go to their website and you need to find their number and call them personally. These types of emails that you get in, they're called social engineering, and they're part of a social engineering campaign. About 97% of online attacks are using some type of social engineering scheme. This means that it doesn't matter what kind of system you're on. Doesn't matter if you're on your cell phone, doesn't matter if you're on a Mac or a Windows, everybody's vulnerable. You have to remember that the final line of defense is going to be you. And the rule to remember is, think before you click.
Good morning. Thank you for watching Good Morning Enid. And thanks again to Chris Chastain for sharing with us his family story and about Autism Awareness Month. Now, we want to remind you that this coming Tuesday we have our City Commission meeting, and that will be April 18th. And the study session begins at 5 p.m. at the lower level conference room, and the regular session begins at 6:30 p.m. at the council chambers.
And let's go back to the top headlines over this week. Enid police are investigating to find out who put the body of a newborn infant in a dumpster. Anyone with information can call Crime Stoppers at 580-233-6233 or text the word Enid and the message to 274-637. And Tuesday, the Senate Judiciary Committee passed House Bill 2177 that would allow for the display of the Ten Commandments on public property. If the bill becomes law, the monument may return to the state capitol. Tuesday, Aaron Brownlee resigned from his seat as Ward 2 Commissioner on the Enid City Commission. Brownlee said in a statement, "I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to grow up here and to help shape the future of the next generation." In sports, last night was the last regular game for Oklahoma City Thunder. They played against Denver, and the score was Denver 111, Oklahoma City 105. And Sunday, they will begin game 1 of the playoffs with Houston, in Houston at 8 p.m. And if for you history buffs, on this day in history, in 1742, Handel's Messiah premieres in Ireland. And in 1964, Sidney Poitier becomes the first African American to win the Academy Award for Best Actor. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. Yep.
Wow, Derek, thank you so much. As always, lots of information.
Yes, yes, yes.
We also want to remind everybody, stay with us, and at 8 o'clock, we have Major General Roby Asher. So please stay with us, and so you can see that interview that Steve Keim did with him.
Yes, and the 45th was recognized also at the state capitol this past week.
Yes.
So that's a good idea. Let's go back to the state temps. Well, the 3-day weather forecast. Let's look at that.
This is a big weekend.
Yes.
Easter weekend, I call it, right? It's going to be cloudy and windy. Some scattered storms expected on Sunday, but high 70s and mid 50s it's going to be a great weekend overall. So if you have plans with your family to do the Easter egg hunt, I think it's going to be a nice weather.
Okay. Well, boy, time is moving today. Let's go to the Enid Entertainment with Kevin.
Welcome back inside the Central National Bank Center. Well, it's already been a real busy start to April, and it's only going to get busier. And it all starts April 22nd, second annual Land Run Beer Fest. You can sample over 40 craft beers from the region. You don't want to miss it. Low price starting at $35. That event goes for 3 hours, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday, April 22nd. We wrap up April 27th, and that's with the American Made Tour. Justin Moore, Lee Brice, Brett Young. Brett Young hit #1 on the country charts this week. You don't want to miss it. Two great artists, country artists, and Justin Moore, Lee Brice, established country artists, and then Brett Young, a great up-and-coming artist. We wrap up our spring calendar with Decades Rewind, a tribute to songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They'll sing over 60 songs, 100 costume changes, party-like atmosphere with a dance floor, sing-along. You don't want to miss it. All that coming up here at the Central National Bank Center in the next few weeks. For tickets, cnbcenter.com, 855-TIX-ENID, or stop down and see us at the office and we'll get you hooked up. Until then, we'll send it back into the studio.
Very good, Kevin. You always give us good information of what's coming up. And you can always go to cnbccenter.com to learn more about events at the Central National Bank Center. We're going to have a nice little puppy today, so let's remind you that you can call 580-249-4910 if you to adopt a pet. But before that, before we see our guest today, let's go ahead and look at that promo.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, and this is Russell. Russell's looking for a new home. At Enid Animal Control, we have lots of pets looking for a new home. Come visit us at 1200 South 10th Street.
Well, Jamara?
Well, we have a very exciting guest over here, and his name is Flynn Ryder. He's adorable, as you can see, very energetic. He's a shepherd mix, brown with black and white. He's a male, and he's about 4 months old. The cost to adopt is between $95 and $115, and it covers neutering and rabies shot. And Flynn, as you can see, he's very playful.
Yes, he is.
He knows how to sit very well, so he's trainable, and he loves to bark when he's excited. But it's just not a loud bark. He's just like a cute little bark. He wants to let you know when he needs attention.
Well, look at that tail wagging.
Yeah, he's very adorable. So again, Flynn Ryder. And Charlotte just told us that there's an event coming up, an adoption event.
Adoption event at Atwoods on April the 22nd. So if you love pets and you want to adopt one, you can also remember to go to Atwoods on April the 22nd for the adoption event.
Yes. Yes. And you know, you can always visit the webpage or call the number 249-4910.
Oh boy, it's time to go. Make it a great day.
Yeah, thank you for being with us.